Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible, no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hello, cryptocurrency friends. What an opportunity we have here continuing to play out in front of our eyes. Today, I've made more trading, twice as much trading as I've ever made in a single day before. And that's due to obviously the insane volatility, opportunity, and of course, compounding profits to really see significant gains. So the starting stack that I traded with back in May, today I made, 240% on that initial in just today's trading in the first 2 hours of today. So that just shows the power of compounding profits. If you continually are playing with those profits and, 1% back then for me compared to 1% now, it's a completely different animal. And it allows me to scalp and do much shorter term trades and have them be monetarily worth it because that percentage has been compounded for months and months. So looking at Bitcoin, we have an inside bar forming on the daily time frame. These alerts have been firing off. I've been utilizing them for profit. I'll go over my trades specifically at the end of this video, but going to do the overlying setup of these big three right now. So inside bar on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, it's going to stay like this for the rest of the day. We're going to look for potentially another inside bar tomorrow. We'll have to see if things continue to settle down. 4 hour time frame. Let's go back to the 15-minute, actually. This is where we left off in yesterday's video. And I did remove some of these lines. I'll put them back. In yesterday's video, we were watching a pattern of a tightening equilibrium pattern. And we had our high, low, lower high, higher low was here. And at the time of the video, we were right about here. And I was saying, if this pattern is going to continue playing out in the equilibrium pattern, we are going to see a lower high form compared to 17,870. And we're going to look for this range to continue to tighten up into overnight. And we're going to look for a break later tonight. And that's what happened. We saw a pullback. We bounced and maintained support. This was the first red flag. We didn't dump because we did hold the low of support. 15,100 was that low. And we bounced off of 15,142. But we did break the higher low, 15,305. So that's a red flag that tells us, okay, we're more likely to break bearish because we didn't hold that support. We bounced and set yet another lower high, and then we had the all-out dump. And this morning, first thing, my alarms started going off. I got a 15-minute oversold RSI alert. I got the, I just rolled over, literally ran downstairs naked and bought in full position at 14,000 in Bitcoin with a market order. With the kind of volatility we're seeing, I'm going to use a market order every time. If I want shares, I'm not going to try and, tiptoe around and try and get limit orders. If I want to get in on some fast action and some bull momentum, I will take that market fee every single time to allow me the opportunity to profit. So what ended up happening, I held Bitcoin for less than 100 seconds, and I bought it at 14,000 and I sold it at 15,000 100 seconds later. That's absolute insanity to have the opportunity to do that. And remember ETH, when it was breaking out back in the spring, it was doing that kind of action in such a short amount of time due to thin order books. So I made that sell, and you could say I sold too early because we ended up going up to 15,700 and then all the way up to 16,700. But if you give me those gains where, at that point, that one trade in 100 seconds of trading was probably in the top 5 most significant days I've ever had trading, just in a 100-second trade. Again, I'm going to take that every single time. So I locked that in. From there, I went and put close on, and then I watched for the 15-minute higher low. This bounce was significant. We had a volume climax compared to the recent action, and it was significant enough to have me looking for that higher low. So I made another entry, and again, I've been placing a lot of emphasis in the order book with my decisions on the past couple days with how things are going. And in the crypto course, I talk in depth with how I trade with the order book as my backbone almost. I would say 50% of my analysis is on the charts and 50% of my decision making is based on the order book. So I entered on this pullback at 14,800 with a market order. And again, I paid a fee, but I got in here literally $40 above the lowest price of this pullback. And then I sold that one again for about $300 move. Again, I sold it too early, but I'm not looking at it like that, because what it's allowing me to do is after that trade that I made. So at that point I had locked in a $1,300 move on Bitcoin. I went over to Litecoin. Let's go to Litecoin next. Litecoin is on absolute fire. The daily chart bull breakout. In yesterday's video, I said this is very healthy consolidation. The bulls have nothing to worry about. This is a potential bull flag, and we're right here waiting for this all-time high, much closer than Ethereum is to its all-time high. So here on Litecoin, the hourly time frame, look when the break occurred. So we had a double top at 175 and 187. When that level broke, that was the first bull signal. The all-time high breaking was obviously another bull signal, 107.49. Look at the volume show up. I missed this initial trade. And again, the fact that I quote-unquote sold too early on Bitcoin, I had full position of cash waiting for this Litecoin move. And people keep commenting on these videos and telling me to just buy and hold. But when you have this kind of volatility in other names and opportunity to jump around, and when your gains are outpacing one of the most bullish markets we've ever seen, it just doesn't make sense to do that for me. It makes sense to go where the opportunity is. So I missed this initial trade on Litecoin. I missed the blue sky breakout, and I looked in the chat room and I saw people were talking about, oh, Litecoin's at all-time highs. I said, oh man, I missed that. But look at this 5-minute consolidation. This is very comfortable, healthy consolidation. I was very comfortable entering on this move. So we pulled back, we formed a low, lower high, higher low. I entered right here and was looking for continuation. If you hit a blue sky breakout and you see healthy 5-minute consolidation, the odds of seeing a dump are very low. The odds of seeing continuation are very high. So we then broke out and saw follow through. So at this point, I entered at about 107s, in the low 107s. And then I sold on my way out. I scaled up on this initial bull move. I scaled out at 112.95, 114.95, 116.95. Excuse me. The last trade that I made was in the 119s. I sold at 119.50. That was actually me right there. This top of this order on this chart for GDAX, that's my sell, and it filled at 119.50. It then consolidated, and I said, okay, there's a wall at 120. I'm going to play my normal game. I'm going to play my game where I market by the end of walls and quickly flip for momentum. This is what I did with Bitcoin's crazy breakout. So I bought at 120. I sold perhaps at 124. I bought again at 130 when that wall broke. I sold again at 134, 135. And I even bought again at 140 and I sold at 144, half of my position, and then I got stuck. So I sold for a $4 move with half of my position, and then it dumped and GDAX got laggy, and I said, oh, I got too greedy. I might have just gotten caught with my hand in the cookie jar. And I was patient and I sold at 135. That last flip that I made, I went in the red. I gave back a little bit of profit. It wasn't significant. It was, let's see, I got $4 of profit on the successful part of the trade, and I lost. I sold at about 135, so I lost about $5 plus fees on the other half of the position that I couldn't sell. So in the end, it was a small red trade compared to the rest of the day. It was insignificant, but that told me, that was a little wake-up call. Okay, you're getting a little greedy. Time to get back into conservative mode, and now we're playing out in a tightening pattern where we have our low of 121.05, our resistance of 128, higher low of 122.50. Let's see, 122.54. We have a lower high at 127.80. So right now I can say if we break 128, I want to make a market entry bull order again, because we're going to break out to continue back up into the 130s. And I'll do the same thing. I'll just sell for about $4 profit or so. So a tightening 5-minute pattern is what I'm watching on Litecoin. I'm also watching Bitcoin, which is bouncing significantly. This move, this bounce on consolidation for Bitcoin is significant enough that we can anticipate that when we do begin consolidating, we're going to form a higher low. That's the kind of trade that you can enter on this consolidation and utilize the low of 15,200 as a key support level. So the bulls are still in full mode here, full strength, haven't consolidated yet. This is not the kind of move I want to buy into because I'm a little late. I want to buy on consolidation somewhere in the 15,700, 15,600 level. So that's where we stand right now. Bitcoin's hourly time frame is still forming lower highs. Now we have an equilibrium pattern. So we have the lower high right here. Another lower high on the bull move, the bounce this morning, and anything under 16,711, anything under that is a lower high on the hourly time frame. But we also have a higher low now. I'm looking at our higher low of 15,200. So 15,200 support, and 16,711 resistance, and I'm looking for a lower high on the hourly and an equilibrium pattern to form, tightening that range up. And we're going to have another clear trade here on Bitcoin tonight, it looks like. Of course, you know, news can change anything, but with the way it is playing out, I'm looking for a lower high, higher low, tightening hourly equilibrium pattern into tonight to play on Bitcoin. This Litecoin 5-minute pattern is going to break out probably right when I'm done this video. A bear break of 122.54 means back off. We're still consolidating. And a bull break of 128 means get in. We're going back to the 130s. Ethereum on the daily time frame is forming this equilibrium pattern. All-time high, low of the dump, lower high, higher low. Anything under 483.61 is a lower high. We just hit 479.10. If we can't see more further upside from here, that's going to be our lower high on this daily chart. Let's see our consolidation. So far, it's very healthy consolidation on the hourly time frame, potentially a bull flag. Our higher low of support is down here at 450. That's now our psychological level. And we saw a nice continuation. Anything above 450 is going to be a higher low on the hourly. If we break 450, then I'm confident that our daily lower high is in, and we need to see this equilibrium pattern continue to tighten up. If we get a clear break of that daily equilibrium pattern, it's going to be Ethereum's turn to run. So we ran Bitcoin, we ran Litecoin, and now we're looking to Ethereum. And a lot of traders are doing what I'm doing in terms of jumping around where the action is. And my Bitcoin profits went into Litecoin. And now my Bitcoin and Litecoin profits are going to go into Ethereum if we get a bull break and a setup that I like. So the more that traders' capitals build, the more powerful they can become in terms of keeping these rallies and momentum and hype going, especially when in blue sky breakout. So that's where we stand. Let's get a little bit more details on Ethereum. So 15-minute time frame, 450 support. Also now looking at 461.55 support. Bulls trying to form a higher low at that level. And resistance, again, 479.10. And the must-break level on the daily is 483.61. So pretty much a clear pattern on all three of these names. Bitcoin is on the hourly time frame we're patiently waiting for. Litecoin is on the 5-minute time frame that's going to break shortly. And Ethereum is on the daily time frame that could play out for another week or so. So it's nice to be spaced out in terms of time frames so we can play one at a time. I appreciate you all watching. Fantastic day. Hope you're enjoying the snow out there if you have some. If not, you can go into the freezer. You can take ice cubes. If you shave the ice cubes and you make some snow and you can throw it up in the air and you can feel like you're a part of all the fun with everybody else. We'll see you tomorrow.